Good evening. And first of all, thank you very much for joining us today, and a very, very special thanks to Google for Startup Campus for hosting us. Today we have a diverse community here, Georgians living in Madrid. We also have international community, startup community, and we have a very special friends from SECOT, Senior Volunteers. Thanks for joining us. So thank you everyone for being here. My name is Keti Ebanoidze. I'm co-founder of Impact Hub Tbilisi. It's a co-working space, and actually it's a part of the global community. There are more than 100 Impact Hubs all around the world. By the way, there are several Impact Hubs in Madrid as well, and all over Spain. Since founding the Impact Hub in 2016 in Tbilisi, we are running diverse programs and projects that mainly aim at supporting and developing startup ecosystem in Georgia. One of the programs we have founded in 2021 is a 3-month equity-free accelerator for early-stage tech startups in Georgia. The program is run every year. We are accepting 20 teams each year, and the program itself is based on international best practices and consists of different and various modules, such as mentoring, individual mentorship from local and international mentors, also workshops on different fields and topics that are very relevant to the startups, community building, networking events, and the demo days. And also international bootcamp, where we are right now. So since 2021, we have accelerated 100+ teams. 350 participants and individuals have been empowered through our program. The amount that our teams, of course, not every team succeeded, but some of the teams together have raised more than 2 million euros, which is quite a modest amount if we compare it to international startup ecosystem. But for Georgia, where the startup ecosystem is just developing, it's quite a good results. We have also engaged 50 more mentors locally and internationally. So if here you are somebody who has the experience in mentoring, so we are very welcome for you to join us for the next edition. So this is the team behind the accelerator. Some of you might know Ninutsa, who is our superstar. And without Ninutsa, we couldn't have been here today. Ninutsa, thank you very much for many, many sleepless nights during the New Year period in Georgia for building up the whole program. As you see, our team is quite small, but all of us are very passionate about bringing Georgia on the global startup ecosystem map. We come from different industries, and we combine our efforts to somehow help our Georgian local ecosystem to be developed. So why we are today here? As I already mentioned, our accelerator accepts every year 20 teams. Now we are in the end of our 5th edition. In the beginning of the program, we had 22 teams participating in the accelerator, and in the end of the program, in the end of December, we, together with independent jury, have selected 8 amazing, promising early stage startups from Georgia who will be presenting today in front of you. But before we go to the pitches, and before I invite startups to the stage, I would like to invite to the stage Ninutsa and Sasha Michał. Did I pronounce good? So Sasha is co-founder of Glovo. He has been working in Georgia for many years, and I would like to ask them to give some insights about Georgian local ecosystem for those who are from Madrid.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Katie, especially for the mention. Hi again, my name is Nino, which sounds like a Spanish man's name, which is not. and everyone calls me Ninutsa. I simultaneously today wear two hats. I'm one of the founding members of the Impact Hub Accelerator program. We started in pandemic, which was crazy because we were like, who starts a program in pandemic? And you know, half of us were in Georgia, half of us were in UK, and we were locked down. So we're like, yeah, it's time to start a new program. And it actually worked out super well. And we're here with our fourth batch. Most of us do this as a side gig. We have our jobs and families. And my actual job is for Google for Startups. So this is why we're bringing together the best of both worlds, bringing Georgian founders to Spain. It's a very niche correlation, but already the second day we see how much impact it has brought to introducing Georgians to the wide area of mentors and speakers who have different perspectives, who work on, you know, big global problems and different, you know, startups. So today is actually ending, like final culmination of 4 months that our startups work together. We cannot sit here and talk about Georgia and not mention that it's a bit crazy situation in Georgia now, quite tense. And I'd like to thank our founders because the 4 months that they spent in this accelerator, they were simultaneously being a great citizen, being out in the streets, at the same time working on their companies, trying to really power through their energy to help the country develop, not just only through their companies, but in general as a country. So I really wanted to show the gratitude because it was the first time we had such a period in 4 cohorts, and we were really proud that everyone shared the same values and really put our heads together to really get through this month and be together, dance together, fight together, do startups together. So one big shout, like round of applause for all the startups for making it through the program. And now our very special guest. We were thinking what Georgia and Spain has in common. And while we can think of wine and the idea that we have Iberia, both of us, and all this different stories of what we can have in common, something that we have in common is Sasha. Because Sasha, a couple of years ago, you came to Georgia as a co-founder of Glovo, and you were setting up an office in the country. And then you came back and came back and came back, not just only for Glovo, but also for a startup ecosystem. And if I know well, Georgian food as well. So you know, today you're an insider of Georgia, and we know that you should not brag about your product. So we brought you to brag about Georgia, and just, you know, give us your experience of, you know, your journey with Glovo in general, because you're a founder, you're a true inspiration for everyone in the room. Tomorrow we're coming to your office, so you know we get to speak with you and your leaders. More in depth, but just for our audience today, just to tell you about your journey, because years back you were in the similar situation with an idea and inspiration, and today there is Glovo that's, you know, everyone has on app, and we sometimes forget that it was just an idea at some point. So tell us about your journey,
Okay.
and then guide us through your journey in Georgia.
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks for the invitation. When Nina said she was coming to Spain and to Madrid, I said, please give me a call. So yeah, the truth is, Glovo is, you know, I'm one of the co-founders, and we launched, it's actually been 10 years in March from when we launched Glovo. So a lot of things have happened in 10 years. More or less halfway through that, we decided to launch in Georgia amongst the region. I think if I remember rightly, we launched Ukraine first, and there was an opportunity to launch in Georgia, which, and funny enough, Georgia went amazingly. It's a tiny country, first of all, disclaimer. I mean, you know, I always joke about Georgia, the only thing negative about Georgia is there's not enough of them. I think the population's, you know, 3.2, 3.3 million. So it's a very small country, very capital based in Tbilisi. But what happened immediately in Glovo is the business took off there considering the size. And, you know, we're in our headquarters, which is here in Spain, in Barcelona, and we were saying what's happening there. And actually today still, out of, you know, the 20 odd countries where we operate, and now it's a lot more mature, the business, Georgia is still the country where we have more orders per capita in all of.
I contribute to that every day.
So a lot has to do that. There's only 3 million people. I take that, but also it just shows that, and it was amazing. And the first time I went there after launching, I was just blown away by the culture, by the people, just the lifestyle, and really fell in love with Tbilisi. And I was very lucky because I've had the opportunity to go twice a year since, and I travel to a lot. Part of my role is institutional relations, so I travel quite a lot with Glovo to meet local institutions, politicians, start building our ecosystem more around how we operate in cities, but not just how we operate as a company, but how we give positive impact in the cities where we operate beyond just our business. And I was very lucky because the government invited me to be part of their investment committee, and the government in Georgia has an investment committee where they invest in startups every 6 months, and they invited me to be part of that, along with other people. In fact, all the other committee members are generally American, from VCs, from venture capital in the US. So it gives me as well a good time to meet them. Very sound and knowledgeable people I learn off. So it's mutual. And therefore, I've, have a lot of friends there. And then hence I become almost an ambassador for Georgia outside of Georgia. So I'm always saying, have you been to Tbilisi? You have to go, and everything. So yeah, I feel very fortunate that we launched there. I feel very fortunate with the business we're building, which is amazing. And it's still growing incredibly quickly. The team's amazing. And then been lucky to spend probably the country I've traveled most for Glovo outside of Spain.
Thank you. That's a wonderful summary. So, Georgia is not a country that comes to mind when you think about startups. It's not US, it's not UK, it's not Spain, it's not Germany, it's not the big countries that we know are driving the economy for European Union or for other areas. But as you said, we're a small nation with big passion. So we want to have our little share of the ecosystem, and it's not just because it's a statement, but it can actually help our country grow because it's where the value is now driven. Maybe we don't have enough resources in terms of natural resources, but we have great minds. So it's a big potential for the country to develop, and you have been as well part of this development. So maybe we talk about Georgia, but also the region, because it's maybe not something that people in Spain or like in European Union or like in this Western parts of Europe would think about. So how would you describe it? You have invested, I think, in a couple of startups also in the region. So what caught your attention, but maybe also what are your concerns about the region, or like just maybe to let the audience in of the idea of exploring untapped markets for startups such as Eastern Europe, Caucasus region, Georgia, and the areas you have connection to.
So I think first of all, it has one big advantage in my opinion, which is talent acquisition. So I think Tbilisi, specifically Tbilisi, is a very digital culture, very attractive for talented individuals to want to live and build a company, right? Which I think is one thing Spain has an amazing advantage, and that's why Spain's startup ecosystem is growing so quickly. I think talented individuals today can pretty much choose where they want to build their companies, and it's a lot of things as well as where they want their families to be sometimes, where they want. So I've always said that Georgia has an amazing opportunity to attract talent in the region. And I think above pretty much any other country that I've visited, we operate in 5 countries in the region. Ukraine was amazing. Kiev was amazing I visited just before the war, and I've been there 3 times since. But Kiev was on fire, and then they had the invasion, which obviously stopped that, which is another amazing hub. But I think apart from those 2, Kiev and Tbilisi, I don't think there's cities in the region which are as attractive to talented people. I'm not just talking to people from the country. I'm talking about talented individuals from other countries, which is also part of the deal of building a tech ecosystem. And then you bring developers. Developers can pretty much choose today where they want to work anywhere in the world, right? They can work remotely, or they can choose where they want to. Everyone's looking for developers, and so I think that's one of its unique advantage. I think on the flip side, there's a lack of capital. There's no venture firms. There's there's a business angel network. It's very early in the beginnings. It reminds me, you know, of Spain 15 years ago or something like that. It's like, so I think that there's a lack of capital, which is a big hindrance, and that needs to be fixed. And then there's something in between. It has its pros and its negatives. So it's a very small market, which generally can be a disadvantage because, you know, you can't build anything that's going to be big in Georgia. The market's just not big enough. But also it's an advantage because you can get it right in Georgia very quickly, build the playbook, and then expand. So it has, I'd say that's in the middle. So it's positive. It's a hub to attract talent, and I think it'll be a hub to attract engineers when I think the turmoil right now, which is a bit of a shame, because I think it was when we launched, by the way, one of the reasons we actually decided to launch Georgia was also the stability and the ease of doing business. If I remember rightly, I can't remember the number, but when we launched Georgia, we didn't know much about the country, but I think it was Forbes or somebody said, you know, or was voted like the 6th best country in the world to do business, right? So, you know, it's pro-business. They're going to help you. They're not going to put blockers. And it's, you know, I feel very sad seeing the turmoil and the current, you know, what's going on in the country, because it adds insecurity, right, to businesses. You know, a business that maybe was thinking of setting up there now is like, okay, wait. So that's, you know, hopefully they will get that over with as soon as possible and get back to normal. But yeah, so I think it's from that sense. So I think one thing really needs to happen as well is attract capital to the country. And I think once they have a really decent big startup coming out of Tbilisi, being born there and scaling, there's a few on the way, but they're not there yet. Then all of a sudden it puts it on the map.
Thank you. That was such a Thank you. That was such an insightful summary, and thanks for, you know, showing both sides of the medal of, you know, it's a small country, but then it has in pros and cons. And definitely, I mean, Georgia has been leading this ease of doing report. There has been big reforms to do that. And if you ever wanted to start a company in Georgia, you can do it in 30 minutes. I did that actually. There's a cafe. You sit in a cafe and someone comes to you. You give them your ID. And there you have it. You have your company while you eat your Caesar salad and get your cappuccino. And there, you know.
I think you can actually get married, set up your company, and divorce in probably 45 minutes.
Yes.
No, it's not. It sounds funny, but it's absolutely true. It's all in the same building. They've really made ease of doing bureaucratic things amazingly easy. Trying to take as much bureaucracy out of things like paying taxes, like simple things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, and there are some you know, benefits for international tech companies to work in Georgia. They have decreased taxes. There is some talks of making exceptions for startups working out of Georgia, but that kind of is paused now because of the situation. No one has.
Yeah, but there's tax benefits if you have an engineering team.
Yes.
In Tbilisi, huge tax cuts.
So you know, if you're into tech world and if you're exploring also a country where you want to hire talent.
By the way, it's the tax incentives are quite clever because they're actually reduction on social security needs. So normally when you're building a tech team, it's maybe not profitable. So to put low tax on profitability doesn't mean anything because you're not making any money. But actually, if you put it to the social security side of things, the cost of hiring an engineer, salaries are lower, and the burden of social security's benefit, and therefore the developer earns more. He has more in his paycheck at the end of the month. The company, it costs them less. So it's quite clever what the focus they're doing.
Yeah. So we have here, as I told you, very early stage companies. You know them. You met them actually the first day they joined the program. So now you're like, you welcome them. Now you're gonna see them off. So it's kind of become a symbolic engagement. And maybe you know, we have been talking about Georgia and introducing it to our guests in the audience. And I have to say, thanks all of you for coming. We were a bit worried about this event because we were like, okay, it's right after the holidays, no one is reading emails, and you know, like, it's super niche to find people in Spain who want to know about Georgia and wants to know about Georgian startups who are super early stage and who are, you know, building on this in different industries. But thank you all for coming. We really appreciate the interest. We have some Georgians in the room, which we're super excited to have our diaspora joining us today. And also, I have to mention today we have senior volunteers from Secot joining us. Thank you for being here with us. And we really are eager to hear your advice and your questions as we go through the sessions. So I think everyone wants to pitch. Everyone is super excited to pitch.
Let's
So
get these pitching.
I see the temperature in the first row is up to the ceiling. So we're gonna wrap. We'll see Sasha tomorrow at Glovo. And with that, we'll ask back Katie to come on stage and open the demo day, the pitching. We told everyone today is a very different pitching. There is no prize. No one's gonna lose anything, but there's so much to gain. There is advice, questions, different perspectives. So everyone, just remember, you're just telling your story, and there is this audience that you never met before. So just enjoy your time, and we'll be here. Everyone, please be active in asking questions. That's the whole idea of this whole exercise, that after each pitch, there'll be 3 minutes of each pitch, and then we have a couple of minutes to ask questions from the audience, or maybe comment, or if you know someone who can help, just share it, and then we'll do a networking. So
Cool.
with
Let's
that,
go. Good luck.
thank you, Sasha, so much.
So let's start the most exciting part of today's. Ninuța already mentioned, each team, each presenter will have 3 minutes, and then we ask you very much to not hold back, ask questions, challenge them, give feedback. It really matters for each of them. And let me invite to the stage Mariam from Strivey.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here today. I'm Mariam, as Katy mentioned. And I've been a gamer for as long as I can remember. But I always struggled to rank up in competitive games. And I'm not alone there. Only 1% of gamers can reach the highest ranks. And the rest 99% of gamers are left behind trying to find ways to improve. And these ways aren't really tailored to us. And it's really difficult for low-ranked gamers like me to find a coach to improve. Traditional coaching platforms offer us highly ranked gamers who charge us $100 per hour. That is expensive. And also, they don't have an idea how the gaming works in low rank. So it's really expensive and ineffective. On the other hand, the perfect coach for the gamers like me is another gamer 1 or 2 ranks higher, but so they understand our struggle and they know how to overcome these struggles. But it's really risky to find them in online gaming communities because there are so many scammers out there. So that's why we created Strivey, a marketplace for peer-to-peer coaching for low-ranked gamers, where they can get the coach, another gamer close to their rank. And on the other hand, the skilled gamers, verified coaches can monetize their gaming skills. Unlike our competitors, we don't target that 1% of gamers, but the other 99%. That means we have more coaches, more affordable prices, and what we offer is personalized, budget-friendly coaching without the risk of scams. We take 15% commission fee from each transaction. And so far, what we have done over the past year is that we secured small funding twice, totaling 15,000 USD. That's a small amount, but it was enough to create our website, start testing on a small audience, and update the product later stage. Also, we got credits from AWS, and that helped us a lot to reduce our burn rate by 80%. And we tested our product in Georgia. The market is quite small there, so we don't have a huge numbers there, as you see, but it was enough data and information to understand where to go next and what to focus on. So now we are targeting the largest English-speaking community of the single game League of Legends. This is the segment of the broader community, and people are eager to rank up and improve themselves there. So this is the ready market for us, worth of 16 million USD. Next, we will expand to the 3 more communities of the competitive games. And globally, the competitive game coaching market is 10 billion USD industry. Alongside gaming, I'm the product manager with 4 years experience in startup ecosystem. And during this period of time, I met my team, and now I have 2 software engineers, 1 product designer, and a marketing specialist. Right now, we are looking for funding to support our marketing efforts and develop, optimize our products based on user growth. Thank you so much, and I'm ready for your questions, feedbacks, and some. Thanks.
Now let's move to the questions. So do we have this nice microphone? Very cool one.
Hey, I have a few questions.
Hello.
Couple, anyway. Can you go back to the market size? I think you said it's like,
yeah.
So 16, where do you come to 16 million for League of Legends? It seems quite small considering the size of League of Legends worldwide.
Yeah, thank you. The whole community is quite big, but on the Reddit, there is a separate community for the people who want to learn. It's 700,000 members there, and that's the market size of those people, not the whole gamers of the League of Legends.
Okay, and why wouldn't you be considering all the players of League of Legends? I mean, why wouldn't you be considering them? They all want to improve to a certain extent, some more seriously than others.
Yeah, so everybody wants to rank up, but that doesn't mean that they know that they should put resources in it. Some of them just play every day, 8 hours a day, but they don't watch their gameplays, they don't try coaching or stuff like that. They don't understand that they need to put some resources on that. But these 700,000 people, they already understand that there is a need, and they are ready to pay, and they want to put resources.
Okay. And then second, a little bit about, so normally it's a chicken and egg thing where there's not enough volume of interest to keep the coaches happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're starting with 150 coaches, is that right? So it was 150 coaches, did I read that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just how are you going to keep them happy to have a constant flow of revenue coming in? Because one of the typical problems here is, you have a bunch of coaches, but actually no one starts using them at all. And then people get tired, they don't focus, they don't even log in to check, So it's a typical thing with this type of marketplaces.
Yeah, thanks. So most of these coaches are also streamers, or they have YouTube channels. They have channels on Twitch and stuff like that. So we have a deal with them when they bring customers, like their followers and friends and stuff like that. We give them discount of we don't take commission fee from them. So this is really profitable for us because our LTV is around 23% and commission is 4.5 USD. So our customer acquisition cost is 4.5%, and it's a good deal for us and as well as for them.
Thanks.
More questions from the audience? There is a question.
Yeah, do you want? Wait.
Right, the coolest microphone. Let's use it.
Well, first of all, thank you. It was very interesting to listen to your presentation.
Thanks.
My question is if you have already decided what will be the next market and which countries do you plan to target?
Excuse me, what was the second question? Which markets, which games are we going to target?
Not games, the countries. For now, you mentioned that you target only Georgian market. So what's the next? What's coming next?
Thank you. So at first we had market segmentation by location. and we wanted to go to Peru, but then we found this English-speaking global community, and it was easier and more profitable for us to grow faster. So we started segmentation by game. So right now we are targeting League of Legends community and the market of the League of Legends, and later stage we'll be targeting communities of 3 more competitive games, which is Valorant, Dota 2, and Counter-Strike 2. This is like biggest competitive games.
We have some time for one more question if there is in the audience. Yes, please.
Hi, good afternoon. Just the question is exactly regarding the slide we are looking at. And you say how we make money, commission-free, average deal cost. Could you a little bit define what is a deal for you? I mean, this $30 is once in a time. You introduce one coach to another coach, and that's all. You have some kind of subscription model. What is the 15% coming from? I mean, where is the money coming from, and what is the business model, let's say?
Okay, thank you so much. We have 3 types of coaching. When the user comes, then the student comes to the coach. The student books 1-hour session of each type. And averagely, they return and take like 5 more sessions. So this is how it works. And from each session, we take 15% fee. And this 1 hour of a session averagely costs around 30 USD.
So let's give a huge round of applause to Mariam.
Thank you. Thank you.
And let me invite to the stage Levan from Shara.
Let's start. Yeah. Welcome to Shara. Oh, sorry. I think it works. Okay. Welcome to Shara, your digital agile coach. Hello, I am Levan, Shara's co-founder. Since 2017, Henri and I have coached over 100 teams in agile methodologies. We have led agile transformations across various industries, including retail, MSME, and both medium and large enterprises. Over the past 7 years, we have observed that organizational transformation involves significant cost and extended timelines. Yet many companies struggle to become truly agile organizations. Companies spend an average of 1.5 million annually over the 3 years, and only 46% achieving success. Recognizing these challenges, we have developed Jira application, which supports agile practitioners to swiftly identify team and organizational level challenges, offering tailored recommendation to address them, and by streamlining agile transformation process and agile processes, they can efficiently reduce costs of transformation and timelines. All of this ensures that companies can reduce their cost by up to 50% and achieve transformation in less than a year. Shara is launched and available on Atlassian Marketplace, piloted at TBC, in TBC Bank, one of the biggest agile company in Georgia with over 10K employees, and our business model is SaaS, monthly or annual subscription. Agile transformation service market size reached 35.7 billion in 2023 year. Our target market includes Atlassian's 44K customers, each spending over 10K annually, and our goal is to reach 5% of the market and achieve 36 million within 3 to 5 years. Our competitive advantage comes from Shara's broad approach. While other agile tools address specific challenges, Shara provides holistic solution that supports both team and organizational level needs. To build up our team and reach 26K revenue within 12 months, we are seeking 300K investment. This funding will enable us to accelerate our growth and enhance our capabilities. Thank you for your attention. I'm ready to ask your questions.
Start the Q&A part. Who has the question? There is a question.
Thank you for your time. My question is more technical. Could you please let us know more about how exactly do you integrate your SaaS with, for example, I have a project, I have my board, I use Jira, and how does that part happen?
Yeah, of course. So Shara is now launched and available on Atlassian Marketplace. In 3 clicks, you can install this application in your environment, in Jira environment. You can open and work with this. Just maybe it depends on companies. Maybe we need to go through some regulations and InfoSec processes in companies, but it depends on company, of course. Yeah, you're welcome.
Any other questions? There is a question.
Oh, sorry, I cannot hear. Yeah.
You need to catch.
Thank you for your presentation. Very interesting. I have a question about the competition. You've shown a direct competition, and I was wondering about your competitive advantage. How, in which point your solution is different and better?
Yeah. Great question. Thank you. So other agile tools, for example, Team Retro. This tool enables to companies to swiftly to support companies regarding feedback loops. For example, a retrospective meeting. To maintain good qualitative retrospective meeting, Team Retro supports in this field. For example, Scrum project management support just viewing charts and showing you your performance, your velocity, and etc., etc. So Shara provides holistic solutions. So in Shara, agile practitioners can add, create agile Scrum teams, Kanban teams, etc., maybe a Nexus teams, and support and coach inside these teams each component, assess each component, where they are now, what agile maturity they have at this moment, easily do this, all of this, and show whole situation in organization, how organization performs at this moment. So we are supporting all of kind agile processes and methods and frameworks which are under agile's umbrella.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a little bit of time, but if there are no more questions, we can move to there was a question, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Levan. Interesting presentation. So as I understand, the tool is providing some recommendations and advices to the teams and the organization. Yes. Can you tell us a bit what is the engine behind that? Is it like a rule-based, or it's enabled with AI or Gen AI capabilities? Maybe on that.
Yeah, great question. So we have predefined criteria, depend on framework, depend on method, and etc. Each method or framework have his own criteria. These frameworks are categorized into the components. For example, if you have a lot of teams which you drive them with Scrum framework categorized in 10, for example, 10 categories. For the product, we are assessing product, Scrum values, team, product owner, Scrum pillars, and etc. So agile practitioners can enter into these criteria, assess them, and after this, our software automatically generates the conclusions which describes where they are now, what challenges they have, what positive aspects they have, what challenges and what they should to improve. And also our product generates suggestion, which drives to agile coaches how to improve and how to cover these problems. Yeah. So we do not have AI engine yet, but we are going to do this. But in this version, it's enough. This engine enough. But in future, of course, we will implement AI engine also. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Levan. This is Lasha from Altera. Lasha, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Lasha, co-founder and CEO of Altera, where we identify SMEs tax non-compliance risks and help financial institutions with the credit risk scoring. Nowadays, SME businesses cannot determine themselves if they are tax compliant or not, because they have to hire auditing companies or auditing individuals, pay them huge amounts of money, which can range from 10K plus, and wait from 1 to 3 months. And as the time goes, their fines raise. They vary between 5K to 50K dollars if they are not tax compliant. So to address this problem, we have created innovative tax non-compliance detection platform, where user goes out to our page, user connects his revenue service profile into our system. We gather the data which is declared by him to the government revenue service profile. We analyze the data, and algorithm processes this given information and generates the report of how big of a risk does this company has of the tax non-compliance, where are the deficiencies, and how to resolve them. Our business model consists of two types. First is as for SMEs, it's usage-based, $130 to $200 per report, and subscription-based for the financial institutions. In Georgian market, we have acquired 3 major financial partners, which is Loyalty, auditing and consulting company, and Bank of Georgia and Visa, who are subsidizing the 70% of the fee for the SME business to have the Visa Bank of Georgia business cards. And our system has been used 270 times already. Our initial market consists of 3 countries: Georgia, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan, with over 2.5 million registered active SMEs and also nearly 600 active financial institutions. And with a target market share of the 3%, we project that our revenue by the end of the 2028 will be $18 million USD. Our go-to-market strategy consists of through partnerships like financial institutions, email marketing, SEO, and social media. Unlike our competitors, our solution is reasonably priced, fast, digital, and mainly text-oriented solution. We are asking $150,000 USD to integrate open banking into our system to make it more detailed, the report, and to analyze more data given by the user, and also adapt the algorithm to the Uzbekistan legislation. And we strongly believe that with our team, which consists of highly professional individuals in every field, we believe it's necessary to this company to succeed, like its financing, banking, or auditing and development. We believe that we can make every SME business feel safe from tax non-compliance. Thank you, and ready for your questions.
Thank you very much. I have never seen a person speaking faster than me until now. So let's move to the questions. Do we have questions from the audience?
Hello, Lasha, thank you. If I understand correctly, this is like a one type of service, so they can just kind of onboard on the platform and do this assessment one time, or it's kind of recurring service or subscription that they need to do annually because tax declaration is happening annually, right?
Okay. Our recommendation is that they can check their tax non-compliance twice a year or quarterly. But if anyone wants to feel safe and don't feel the urge of tax non-compliance, they can check it every month. But our business model is usage-based per report. They can go out to our system, generate the report. They get the report of how big of the risk they have and suggestions of how to resolve the deficiencies. We suggest that it's yearly or two times a year, but it depends on the person how safe he wants to feel from tax non-compliance.
Okay, I don't remember. Was there a price of that service on the slides?
130 to 200
per report, 130.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on which definitely which tax you want to check your compliance to.
Yeah, this is for SMEs. And
This for SMEs.
but how it works with the financial institutions?
Financial institutions,
It's
we have a separate API for the financial institutions, and they can request the data to the company which enrolls in the financial institution for some, for example, loans or credits, and we give them the report of this company, how big of a risk of tax compliance this company has, and the financial institutions can get this information and they assess this information and
to use in
Yeah,
credit
yeah,
scoring.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Hello? Yeah. What does the small business have to do to get all the information?
they have to fill in our system their revenue service profile information, username, password, and that's it, and hit the generate. It's
Why is it already in the system? How is it already in the
What?
system? How is the data already in the system? Can you explain that a little bit?
the data is already in the revenue service profile system. The revenue service profile is a government organization which where all the declared financial information goes to
Okay.
every month and yearly. So we connect to their profile, we gather all the data from there, and we assess that data.
Okay, and that's specific of Georgia?
Yeah.
So how are you going to scale this to the other markets with a totally different government system?
Great question. We are working on Uzbekistan legislation. Every market we know that that's a challenge for us because it's a RegTech and regulations are different from for every countries and every regions. So our algorithm is capable of adapting to the legislation of those countries or those markets which are planned to go. So we have to, that's why on go-to-market strategy, we have the partnership with the financial institutions. For like, in example, in Georgia, we had Loyalty, who are the auditing company, who they have the know-how of how the auditing process goes through in Georgian legislation. And all in Uzbekistan market, we also have partner there who does this as a consultancy company, and they are helping us to adapt the algorithm to their legislation and their regulations.
Okay, yeah. I think it would be more interesting, just looking at it very quickly, that to me it seems a super useful tool for financial institutions to acquire SMEs, right? By giving them the tool. And it might make sense to do it, which you're already getting a part of the revenue from the financial institutions, but actually do a SaaS to the financial institutions. So they actually, based on usage.
Yeah.
So actually it almost becomes free for the SME to use it. The financial institution gets them as a customer, has their data, and then they'll be selling it actively. You might have a lot of bottlenecks trying to sell this to SMEs who never want to spend even €5, let alone $130.
As I said,
and then
we
they have to
have
do a new system,
Yeah.
Whereas I can see this financial institution going to make a lot of money just by having the SME independently of this.
As I said, we have the separate API for the financial institutions, which when the user goes to those specified link, they don't have to pay anything. It's already prepared for from the financial institution.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I would focus on that. And,
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't need a sales force visiting
Yeah, yeah, of
SMEs
course.
and etc. You just get one big customer
Yeah.
like the Bank of Georgia, their competitor, TBC.
Yeah.
They're already in Uzbekistan.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We have some time. If you, question here.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. So can you talk about competitors, or how are you planning to face them, if there are some?
In Georgian market, we don't have any competitors because it's the news. In Georgian market, there's only traditional methods to hire auditing companies, consulting companies, pay them huge amount of money and wait. In global scale, there are only plugins who are the plugins of the accounting softwares. If you have not put the declared data through their software, they cannot give you the tax non-compliance risks or tax assessment risks. So direct competitors, we don't have any, as we know. We have researched a lot, but in direct competitors, there are private auditors, auditing companies who are doing this live with a human effort, and also plugins, but plugins don't have the flexibility because through these plugins, you have to put the data through their accounting software who this plugins is installed to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lasha. A huge round of applause. Please welcome David from Hiram.
One second. Yeah, we'll wait for a slide. Let's check. Yes, it's working. Can you hear me? Yes. Hello, I'm David, one of the co-founder of Hira. And Hira is project management tool for interior designers. So nowadays, interior designers are facing a lot of challenges. For example, they often have miscommunication with their client. They are using a lot of tools to work on at the same time. Also, they have disorganized work files, and this causes a frustration with them, also with the clients, and sometimes it increases expenses for the project. And with our platform, we are trying to unify all of these tools and centralize in one system, which can increase the work efficiency by 20% and also satisfaction for the clients and the designers as well. Products works like this, so designers can share their work files, organize it. They can get feedbacks, collaborate with clients, and convert this feedback to the tasks and manage it. And also we have the price list. It's not working. Yeah, we have feature for price lists to organize it and manage it. Our revenue model is subscription based. We charge 45 USD per month per user. Our global market size is 300 USD, and also only in the US, and there are 121,000 designers, and it's increasing every year. We are planning to start our project in Georgia and test it first, and we want to expand it in the US, and our goal is to reach 2% of the market size. So far, we had interviews with clients, with designers. We identified what is their key pain points. We launched a landing page, and from that, we collected 200 potential users. For the app itself, we already developed MVP, but we have not launched it yet. We are planning end of this month. Our team consists of 3 people. Ado is CEO. He has 10 years of experience in product design. I'm David. I have software engineer, and Mariam Topuria. She's interior designer, so she knows a lot about the industry. And I think our team skills are good, and it's we complement each other, and we are a good team for solve this problem. Yeah, to move forward, we need 300,000, and our goal is to reach 2.5K users, subscribed users. That's it. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to answer all your questions.
Let's move to questions. Feedback, don't hold back.
Yeah.
Give feedback, ask questions.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I have not seen that you were talking about your competition, because I suppose you have a lot of competitors.
We have not talked.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so actually we don't have a lot of competition. There is only one site. It's called Programmer Design, but they are more focused on the price list, and our focus is more on the communication with the client. So this is the main key difference between us.
Well, one question that I have. You said that you have done a survey.
Yes.
The survey, I suppose you have done it in Georgia.
Yeah, it was in Georgia, yes.
Right. Well, the thing is, if you expect to go to another country like the United States, you will have to do it again.
Yeah, we know.
Well, people or habits are not the same. So, but it's a good thing to do the survey and to talk with customers.
Yeah, this is our strategy actually, to have a lot of surveys and interview a lot of the designers, clients, everything, to collect the problems, identify it, and solve it.
Well done.
Yeah,
thank you.
More questions, recommendations, feedback? There is a question.
Very interesting tool indeed, because I'm currently undergoing a house renovation project and I'm actively dealing with the designer, and I clearly see the pain points that you have captured, especially like a feedback or seeing the design on the time and how then the feedback is reflected to the design. Very interesting indeed. In terms of the pricing, I have a question. It's like a designer is paying this amount to access on the portal, and does it I mean, if the designer has one project or 100 projects, does it differs in terms of the pricing, or it's like
Yeah,
a
it's
one,
on the user. It's not on the project.
just
They can
one
have as
designer
many projects as they want. Yeah.
they can have as much as they have. Okay, interesting. Well done.
That's an
very-
interesting way to think. You can.
Yeah, maybe we can limit it later. Right now, it's like
Yeah, like Miro has, for example, you can have multiple teams and there are different price for multiple customers. Just an idea. Thank you.
Any
very
other
much.
you.
questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? Yeah. No more questions? Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Please welcome Tazo from Quisly. Tazo, go ahead.
I'm gonna wait for the slides. Hi everyone, thanks for coming today. I'm Tazo from Quisly, which is a startup that we started after our previous experience. I was in an e-commerce startup before, and what we noticed is that large e-commerce companies, they struggle with the personalization of search. They have too many items, and it's very hard for users to navigate through them. The other thing is that a lot of people are switching to mobile shopping today. 80% of online shoppers are going to the mobile, and they go straight, most of them go straight to the search bar. So avoiding filters, it's even harder to find what they're looking for. And let's be honest, ChatGPT has spoiled us. We don't want to use search bars. We want to chat when we're looking for information, products, and so on. Which is why we built a conversational chat for e-commerce websites that can be installed on their website and offered to users. We are leveraging technology that's called multimodal, which means that AI can understand images, text, metadata into one single space. And because of that, it's able to identify what users are really looking for and match their needs with the products. We are targeting customers in the developed markets because this problem is more severe the bigger you get. And therefore, we need customers with a lot of items on their website. And we are starting with fashion because that's one of the largest growing industries in e-commerce, together with electronics. But our technology is horizontal. The fashion industry itself is huge. It's growing. It's almost 150 billion just in the US. And globally, it's almost 800. We are going to attend trade shows. That's where we are going to meet industry professionals. And we're going to partner up with agencies and platforms so that we can integrate with them and give us access to wider range of the audience and reduce our sales pipelines and costs. We just started in August and launched MVP later last year. We're already integrating with 3 different customers. One of them is an agency from Estonia. They have access to more than 500 e-commerce websites. Our target is to reach about 500 clients in about 4 years' time. And that will lead us to about 90 million annual revenue because we plan to charge subscription and we expect average ticket to be 15K. But we're still experimenting with we still need to experiment with the pricing model since we're just going into the market. Our competition is twofold. We have traditional giants which offer the services and have been offering those services for a while. And we also have startups that are trying to utilize AI. What we've done is that we brought this common interaction with AI to the e-commerce space. And at the same time, we are adding the new technology, which is to combine these different modalities of the catalog so that we have a holistic understanding of what the user wants, what the catalog entails, and have some context from the web for fashion trends and so on. We can do this because our team has built something similar in the enterprise. We have worked together for more than 3 years. two of them being in the previous startup. And right now we are going to announce our pre-seed round of 350K euros. But here we're going to welcome any advice or connections you can provide. Thank you.
Sasha has a question, I think.
Yeah, good stuff. This is working, right? This customer's using this, right? It's already live, right?
The product is ready. It's not live. We are in the integration process with the three customers.
And you mentioned one agency is got about 500 e-commerce sites in Estonia.
Estonian
What are the other two? What are the other two customers? What
The
are
other
the
two-
other? What
the-
are the
the
other?
other two? Both of them are in Georgia. One of them is you might have heard Extra. It's one of the largest e-commerce websites in Georgia, but they have about 500,000 users per month.
Okay.
But
And where do you see your go-to-market? Do you see it working more with agencies who are working with e-commerce? Do you think it's using Shopify basically just to get the word out of how good your product is? So, I mean, how do you see that? Because you mentioned trade shows. Do you really think you'll drive growth through going to trade shows compared to online?
So trade shows. So we met this agency actually at the Web Summit. So that's been a positive experience. Our plan is to have our team focus on the technology, and if we can get into that space of integrating with agencies and platforms like Shopify, that just simplifies the sales process for us quite a lot. So then we can focus more on the technology itself and be really competitive in the market, and do sales via those agencies.
And then I understand you've closed your pre-seed round of 350.
We haven't announced it yet. But
Yeah, but you've closed. No.
No. We are about to start raising this.
Okay. Understood. You closed. You just haven't announced it.
Slide. Yep.
Okay, cool. My only advice would be if you got the product nearly finished and it's visible, I think in these presentations, it's super wow to see it, and maybe put a 30-second, just see the flow and get people's emotions going, because this stuff is super exciting when you see it, of how you can change.
We had some technical difficulties, but if you scan it and go to our website,
Okay.
we have it on the
Cool.
website as well.
It's our fault. We asked him to send the PDF file
Okay.
because it was not working, but
Cool,
we
cool.
had this. Thanks for the comment. Any other questions? There is a question.
Congratulations on the progress. One quick question on pricing. Why subscription? I mean, you mentioned subscription, but I mean, you're driving conversion. What are your thoughts there? How are you building on this logic? What is your feedback from customers?
We've had mixed feedback. Some of them prefer pay-as-you-go, so paying per request. Others prefer subscription because it's fixed cost for them per month. They don't need to worry about getting increased costs if they somehow get a lot of users that start chatting for no reason. We still need to experiment it. I mean, we're not live, so we definitely have that a big question mark on the revenue model. So we'll see what works best.
Okay, and one question. I really like this space, so that's why I'm asking. How do you see the vision of online commerce shopping? Because I think you mentioned, I mean, some players there like Algolia. I'm a big fan of Algolia. I think they have a beautiful product. They're a big enterprise in the US. But how do you see positioning yourself, this product, in the long term? So where do you see the industry going?
So we are starting with fashion because we want to focus on the vertical where we can actually deliver the best product. We don't want this to be just a search that is same for everybody. We want this to be personalized. We want this AI to provide some stylist advice as well. So have some understanding of the fashion trends and understanding of the influencers and their style. And we think we believe that is what's going to differentiate us from this more horizontal competitors.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, recommendations? Then thanks, Tazo.
Thank you.
Please welcome Temo from Aloha. All of you are doing great, great, great jobs.
Hello. Hello. Okay. Hello, my name is Temo. I'm the CEO of Aloha. Aloha is mobile loyalty app, especially designed for HoReCa sector. Today in the market, there are a lot of loyalty programs, but most of them are ineffective. They have poor personalization and customization, and most of them don't have real-time feedbacks and customer tracking, and most of them are boring. Here we are coming with our product, and we have a lot of features like personalized offers, feedback tools, real-time customer tracking, and a lot of fun elements. To explain how it works, just imagine that you are visiting one of our venues, partner venues, settling bill, and after scanning QR codes on your receipt, you are directly getting sticker which can be redeemed in some kind of personal offer or vouchers. Our business model is very simple. We have subscription-based business model, but a part of this we are generating revenue from in-app advertisement and some kind of mini games giveaway. We already have our MVP and already have partnership and with 30 companies. They are in our wait list. We are going to launch our product in the first quarter of this year, and in the end of the year we are going to have partnership with more than 600 companies, and this number will increase over 50 times, like 20 times in the end of 2027. Our competitors are In-Kind and LoyalZoom. The main tools which distinguish us from our competitors is gamification and more customization. This is our lead team. We have a lot of years experience in all necessary fields. I'm ready for your answers, questions. Thanks.
Questions? Any questions from the audience? Okay, everything was very clear,
Okay.
Temo. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
So let me introduce Skip It, the next startup, welcome Tasso from Skip It.
Hi, I'm Tasso, co-founder and CEO of Skipit.io. Our team has been scaling and building Georgia's biggest software development marketing agency for over 10 years. And every day we face the challenges relying on Excel spreadsheets and makeshift tools to come up with answers to the simplest questions like what's the profitability of each project or who's available for upcoming projects. For every year, due to lack of agency-specific toolsets, we lost around 90,000 annual revenue. And to stop our profit leakage, we decided to come up with Skip It, a real-time vertical ERP system specifically designed for professional services firms. And by integrating resource management, project margins, and utilization, we provide agency executives with real-time analytical insights on and enhance their capabilities for accurate planning and decision making. And because Skip It is a purpose-built software, it's ready to use immediately. So you just have to add people, add projects, and you instantly get visibility on which client loses your money or who's available for the upcoming projects in 6 weeks. By integrating Skip It in our agency, we increased our gross margin by 25% over the last 2 years. And after we saw the impact, we decided to launch it as a SaaS platform. And right now we onboarded 2 agencies, secured 55K grant, and are testing our product with 10 agencies in Eastern Europe. Our business model is very simple. We charge per seat subscription, which is like very standard for the industry that we are operating in. Meaning that if you are onboarding agency with 20 employees, you basically are charged 20 multiplied 10 for each month. And our primary target market is Eastern European software development agencies that are under 200 people. And by onboarding 100 people by December 2025, we will reach $1 million ARR. And later we will switch to the entire Europe and USA, adding marketing services and other industries to our list. Our team comes with 10 years experience in the industry. We've scaled our agency from 4 to 200 employees, exported our services in more than 20 countries, and we've been working together to drive success for more than 5 years. And right now we are looking for future partners and clients who will help us improve product and who hopefully will also benefit from Skipit. So if you have anyone in mind, let's connect and talk.
Let's ask questions to Tasso. Yep, there is a question. Please don't hold back, ask questions, give feedback.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting presentation for sure. I would like to ask a bit technical question on how I have a project and how exactly do I upload it? Do you have like UI dedicated for it where I can, I don't know, manually type my data or just...
Yes. So how Skipit operates is it mostly tracks the profitability part and not really task management part. And if you are working on a project, you have like predefined roles, like who will be engaged on the project. And based on the data that you have edited, like roles, for example, senior developer or middle developer, we have all the insights. Like we have insights that in your agency, average salary for senior developer is like something like 3,000 euros. And we give you insights on every step that you're making. And for example, when you're creating a budget to send it for the client, we give you like what's your average profit gonna be if you like do the stuffing like that. And if you assign like precise people, then we give you precise project margins and precise profits for the project. And then you can track, like based on the hours that they have logged in the software, what was your budgeted profit versus what's actual profit for your agency. So you can see, like, if you sold the project for 50% margin, but the client is demanding more work, it might fall to 40, and you can track it, and you can like immediately see the changes that it's like below the budgeted profit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More questions maybe from the audience? There is a question.
Tasso, thank you. Very interesting. Can you tell us about the competitive landscape? You didn't mention. Are there like similar companies doing same stuff?
Sure. As an agency, as coming from an agency ourselves, we've been using and researching several tools before like writing Skipit on our own. And there is competition. There's like Excel spreadsheets that is also still widely used in the professional services firms to track their margins and like resource availability and everything. There are also softwares, but like Excel requires a lot of time to like aggregate the data, and you spend a lot of hours just by building the reports. And there are also competitors who solve, for example, resource management part, but they do not have data on the project's profits part, for example. So you still have to aggregate this data, information from one tool to another. And there are also competition where they need minimum 3 months of implementation period, because they work well with professional services firms, but they also work well with product and other types of firms. And because we are like specifically designed for professional services, everything is set up in advance, and you don't have to like have any period for implementation.
Thank you. Is there any other question? Thank you, Tasso. And now, last but not least, our youngest participant of the accelerator, Saba from Clicks. Welcome, Saba.
Thank you. By the way, lovely crowd. Thanks for engagement. Sure, whenever the thing turns on. Hi, everybody. I'm Saba, founder of Clicks, and we help medium and large-size e-commerce and retail businesses convert 30% more with gamified campaigns and playable ads. Within the last 5 years, me and my co-founder, we've had the pleasure of running our own e-commerce agency. And after working with more than 300 global clients, we saw the problem that all of them struggled with creating high converting and high engaging marketing campaigns. And the problem goes beyond the borders, because annually 45 million businesses worldwide struggle with the same issue. With 0.5% conversion rates on their digital ads, they create about $700 billion loss of revenue. And that's exactly why we decided to create Clicks. Clicks is a solution, a SaaS platform that allows businesses to create gamified campaigns with a single prompt, with a seamless customization and the prompt-based customization process, customize it based and launch their campaigns. Get engagement from their customers, and sorry, it's kind of like get engagement from their customers, and based on the feedback that they receive, we give them based on their data, we give them a to-do list of what to do to increase their conversion rates even further. We have tested this on 10 clients, and with more than 1.2K engagement, with 1.2 participants, we saw that we can grow their conversion rates from on average 0.27% up to 24% in the first 21 days of using our product. And the market size of the e-commerce and gamification in Central Asia and US markets are growing. And with the $45 billion a serviceable addressable market, we aim to capture $1.3 billion market share within the next 5 years with the strategy of direct sales, referral programs, and also partnerships and integrations with the platforms such as Shopify, WooCommerce, and Framer integrations. So why Clicks? And you might say that, hey, creating a game today is not that much of a hassle. But we offer, unlike our competitors, a prediction engine. So basically, you can increase your ROI ongoingly, and also automation system. So you don't really have to, unlike our competitors, you don't really have to hire a separate gamification team or a separate CRO team and spend twice the budget. So we charge as a subscription SaaS service from $300 to $1,000 a month. And the main difference between the pricing is amount of people that can enter the monthly allowance in the campaigns. And behind the startup is a team of 3. With my 2 pals, basically childhood friends, we have started this startup. And with our combined and complementary experiences in e-commerce, conversion rate optimization, AI, and also in web app developments, we believe that we have the skills necessary to lay the foundation of a global successful startup. And to further assure you in that, we have started working on the startup a year ago. Within 7 months, we have launched our MVP. With our MVP, we were able to partner up with 3 social media marketing agencies, have about 1.2K participants participating in the campaigns that we hosted for our clients, generate about 4K in revenue, which 1.5K out of that is a recurring revenue for now, and we are aiming to generate about $15,000 in revenue in Q1 this year. And our ask today is simple. If you're somebody who you think that can partner with us or refer us to a person who can use our service, please do so, partner with us, and yeah, let's convert more together.
Questions to Saba? Are there any questions? Maybe feedback, some recommendations? Okay, then a huge round of applause to Saba. Thank you very much. Actually, it was the main part of our event, but it's not over yet. We are going to network together with you with a catering upstairs. But before then, I would like to thank to the teams, first of all, for being so motivated, so engaged throughout the whole program. Thank you very much for being. We are very, very proud of you. And thank you once again to the Google for Startup Campus. Thanks to all of you and each of you for coming here. It really matters to us. Thanks once again, and big round of applause to you for coming here.